Should we assume that this was almost someone, like almost like a professional who knew what they were doing? Because it seems like if this was just some college kid, surely that person would have been tracked down by now.
That's shade if I've ever heard it. Hey guys, it's Jules with True Crime Reactions. I want to talk today about the photo. Y'all know the photo. The one from inside the corner club that shows the two girls, KAYLEE and MADDIE, speaking to a male. And it also shows Mr. Adam and Mr. Hoodie Guy speaking to another male. Y'all know the controversy going on with this photo. So many people believe that it is, in fact, KAYLEE's ex-boyfriend. And a lot of people are arguing that it's not. I personally do believe that this is who y'all think it is. So, I want to ask you guys a serious question. Why is everyone freaking out over this photo? Now, I will admit, when I first saw it, I was kind of like, oh my god. But the longer that I thought about it, this kind of feels sort of like a nothing burger. But maybe not. So what I see in this photo is KAYLEE's ex-boyfriend sitting on a stool having a conversation with MADDIE and KAYLEE, and he looks like he's smiling, like they're in the middle of a decent conversation. And then, when you look over to the other side, we see the bartender, who we know from all these previous videos, along with Hoodie Guy, standing there next to a male, which looks to be an older male. But I think a lot of people have it wrong on who the older male is, and by now it should have been cleared up. By the time I've gotten off work and finished editing and have this uploaded and you are watching this, this should be completely cleared up at this point. So Chief Fry from Moscow PD looks a lot like this guy. He kind of even stands like him, and his hand goes in his pocket about the same way. But I found a picture of the owner of the corner club on Twitter, and I'm in full belief now at this point that's who this man is. It's a small bar. And I was like a super badass in the karaoke scene for a while after my divorce, okay? So I know how small little hole-in-the-wall bars work. The owners are always there. Always. Now, when it comes to KAYLEE and MADDIE, apparently standing there and having a conversation with KAYLEE's ex-boyfriend, I know that at first, like I said, I was a little shocked. But the more that I thought about it, I don't think it's a big deal because no one said otherwise. The only thing that we've heard so far about his alibi is that during the time all of this would have actually happened, he's claiming to have been asleep. And that has to be unproven by physical evidence. If someone says, yeah, I saw so-and-so walk into a room, said he was going to bed, but no one saw you leave that room, unless there's physical evidence of you being elsewhere, and until it can be unproven, it just is what it is. But that's the only thing that we were told, the sleep alibi. No one said he was out of town, already with family for the holidays. No one said that they hadn't been talking. We've heard several times that even though they had been together for 5 years and had only been split up for 3 weeks, that according to KAYLEE's mom, the entire time that KAYLEE had been home before going back to show off her brand new vehicle, they had talked every single day. And they don't look like they're having an argument in this photo. This looks like a normal conversation. And look, we all have our own personal things when it comes to our relationship experiences and stuff, right? But our experiences and what we went through is not the same for everyone. These could actually be really well-adjusted young people who knows that they've spent all of their growing up years together and are totally okay, or maybe Jack really is just totally okay with her kind of being a free spirit for a while. So maybe they were really on good terms. Maybe there really wasn't a problem. We don't know. We don't know. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't think there's a lot of new questions to be asked now that we have seen this. If Mr. Ex-Boyfriend, who loves her so much and was set to marry her and have children with her, was at the corner club with her when she left drunk to go to the food truck. Why do we not see him being the one to escort her and Maddie to the food truck? Why is Hoodie Guy the one who walked them there? Maybe there's a reason why Jack didn't walk them to the food truck. But isn't one of the first things that we heard about Hoodie Guy is that he was just making sure that they got back safe? So what if, because it's pretty obvious at this point they probably do all know each other, and for some reason Jack stayed at the club, and maybe he was like, hey bro, can you make sure they get to the food truck and to their ride all right? And he walked down there. And maybe his reaction to them kind of just taking off was like, oh crap, I didn't do my job right, I wasn't paying attention, and they slipped into the car. Well, we know that they made it home okay, so it's not that big of a deal. But that could be how that situation went, now that we're seeing all this. I don't know. But that also kind of makes me rethink this clip. A lot of people look at this and think that maybe Kaylee's father is looking at Jack that way because he feels like he's guilty. And it's possible. Because even though we have heard the family come to a lot of defense when it comes to Jack, it's mainly the mother and the sister and not so much Steve. It could be Steve looking at Jack like he doesn't trust him. But what if it's because he's disappointed in him? What if it's because it was Jack's responsibility to take care of her while they were away at college together, and he didn't walk her to that food truck, and he didn't go to the house, didn't come over like she was apparently trying to get him to, and maybe Steve sort of blames Jack for not protecting Kaylee? Maybe? But in all reality, let's just face it, guys. This photo doesn't do anything. It doesn't disprove anything. It doesn't prove anything. It doesn't show that we were ever lied to about anything. No one ever said that Jack D was not at the club. We were just assuming that he wasn't because they were broken up. But if they were on good terms, they live in the same neighborhood, it's Saturday night before all their friends are going to be leaving for break, why wouldn't they be at the same spot? It's not that big of a deal to me. And I still think about why her verbiage in the messages were, we have a dog together. You need to get back to me.
One of her last messages, she reached out to Jack and said, Jack, get back to me. And he didn't. She goes, we share a dog together, which they did.
Please come over. She was wanting Jack to come over.
It really makes me wonder if something could have been possibly going on with Murphy that we just don't know about. Maybe he wasn't there when the girls got home. Maybe, just maybe, they didn't notice until an hour later. Maybe somebody was already in the house. Maybe somebody had put Murphy away. Have I mentioned I'm really interested in those Tox reports? I wondered if they ever tested the dog. I guess that's it for now. See y'all.